Welcome back, everyone, to the Barely News. Grammy host here, as always, Alexis, and joined by Peter. We have a surprise edition of BNC Round-UP because we have so much movie news happening. And we're going to just start with Spider-Man Homecoming, which is the official title of the new Spider-Man movie that was going to be distributed through Sony Pictures and, of course, creatively produced by Marvel Studios. They also released the logo, Spider-Man Homecoming.
It's a really weird title.
Kind of stresses me out, to tell you the truth.
Does it really?
Because I don't know, something about this feels really, really bad, but it also feels ingenious at the same time, strangely enough, because we don't get what the reasoning is behind it.
I mean, I admit it gets me really interested.
It does. But we were already interested in this.
I do really wish this is like Marvel's high school movie. A while ago, they had compared it to like a John Hughes movie. They wanted it to have that feel, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. That's genius. So I'm kind of hoping for something like that. Like, I wouldn't mind it, like majority high school with a little bit of Spider-Man action here and there. I really trust Marvel, and I know Sony's got their hand in it too, but from the reports we're getting of how Spider-Man comes off in Civil War, and
they're being very careful in the press releases for Spider-Man, the upcoming Spider-Man Homecoming. They're being very particular with their word usage of that Marvel. Kevin himself labeled himself creative officers or creative producers, right? Yeah, that's a very selective use of some words, because I think the impression is from all of us who understand how Sony is inept that they're pretty much gonna let them do their thing, and they should if they know what's good for them, because if they try to block anything that Kevin Feige says, it's gonna backfire. It's gonna blow up in their faces. I'm telling you right now, if Kevin Feige doesn't have his way, this movie will be a disaster. You heard it here first.
Marvel creatively will really be the ones making this film. I think they said they casted it, they wrote it, I'm sure everything like that. Yeah. And then Sony's just sort of producing it, like they're fitting the bill,
and they're distributing it, and it'll be a Sony Pictures movie,
and they'll receive all the money and stuff like that.
Right.
Which
you gotta wonder what cut does Disney get out of this? I mean, I think Kevin Feige did consider it an MCU movie, so I guess and it is. I mean, it's in that cinematic universe, so that's going to be really interesting in the future how the merchandising goes, and because Spider-Man is currently at Disneyland, meeting and greeting, so I guess they got that end of the deal, which good for them.
Let's just be happy so far. It seems to be working.
It does. It does.
And I will say for the logo, it does. It kind of feels like like they made like a cartoon movie, straight to DVD movie, and that's the logo.
Honestly, look, when I looked at it, I thought it was the logo for the animated movie that they're gonna make. So,
but I mean, if everything they say about the Spider-Man creatively and everything that's coming out is true, then I mean, honestly, the title and all that doesn't mean anything. Yeah. It really doesn't. As long as the movie's good, I'm gonna watch it.
Kevin Feige, our next story, saying that perhaps, most likely, definitely, the Inhumans movie will be delayed again. Not because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the TV show on ABC, which is also connected in this universe, is doing the storyline, but because of the fact that Walt Disney Studios has scheduled many more movies. He's really making it seem like it's a scheduling issue. I think both of us kind of feel there's more at play here.
When they did make the announcement, it wasn't confirmed they had Spider-Man yet.
Yep.
So they had to make room for the Sony Spider-Man film. And then they also added Ant-Man and the Wasp movie, which hadn't been confirmed at the time yet. I mean, that's 2 movies.
Right. For Marvel, anyway. Yeah. Not even including Walt Disney adding Indiana Jones 5 into the whole thing.
Yes.
There also feels at the same time that there's more at play because of the fact that one of my personal favorite shows, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., has taken up the mantle of this Inhuman storyline quite brilliantly. But one of the downsides to it is that they've really delved into a lot of the origins of Inhumans with the Kree, and the Inhumans are a big part of the show. The Secret Warriors are coming already. They're already on their way to the point where what can the movie do?
Well, the way I figured they would do it is these Inhumans you see on the show are like a different section of Inhumans, like the big, like a main Inhumans. That's what I always figured they would do, but it's going to be a lot harder for the show to see where it really goes.
Yeah.
Especially the more they push it back. And I'm really hoping, and I know they have a lot of in-house cat fights over at Marvel between the TV universe and the movie universe. Yeah. But when you started all of this, you made a commitment to make it a connected universe.
I think we need to owe it to the audience to tell them what changed. Last year, there was a shakeup in management because throughout Disney's acquisition of Marvel, throughout the majority of the time, Kevin Feige didn't actually report directly to Bob Iger. He reported to somebody else who oversaw him, and last year Feige had enough of it and he went around him, and basically what happened is Feige now directly reports to Bob Iger, the chairman and president of the Walt Disney Company. It's been made very clear because now, aside from S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter, they have Jessica Jones, they have Daredevil on Netflix, as well as The Defenders, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist coming up. Their Marvel TV is really fleshing out its own identity. And I think how we can explain it is Kevin Feige doesn't have as much say with the TV shows as people would think. And that's probably the truth here. Even
they're
though
more disconnected
than people think.
Creatively as they think.
But I think we have to give them credit, both of them, because even though they're not, I guess, besties, the connectivity between the TVs and the movies are still pretty stellar, considering all the bad blood that seems to be out there.
For all the years they've been making these movies and TV shows, it's really worked pretty well so far.
Maybe it's luck.
It's maybe some luck, but also, you know, like, you don't have any movies mentioning the TV. It's mainly the TV mentioning the movies. So it's kind of like flowing upwards, going one way. They have their plan. Yeah. And once they have that set in stone, like, they really believe in it. Yeah. But I think Inhumans was something that they really believed in when they pitched it. Right. I'm hoping that they not only get it made, but it doesn't muck up the entire connectivity of the universe. They've got like 10, 11 movies they got to deal with now. So maybe they're like, you know what, guys, it's going to come, but we can't even think about Inhumans right now. Exactly. You know, we got so many films that are going to start filming or are filming right now, and then we got to look to the movies after that. And they could
add more, you never know.
Yeah. I mean, so they're like, it's going to come, be patient, just we can't think about it right now.
Indiana Jones 5 obviously was confirmed several weeks ago by Lucasfilm, as well as a Crystal Skull screenwriter coming along, but it was also confirmed recently Indiana Jones 5 will be a continuation of the Crystal Skull storyline. So take it away, Peter. It worries you, doesn't it? I mean, just say it.
It does. It's a little worrying. Not so much the writer, but just the fact that they said it'll be a continuation. You know, God only knows what that means.
If Disney hadn't acquired Indiana Jones, and if it didn't involve Kathleen Kennedy, this would worry me. I mean, I'm sorry, I love Steven Spielberg, but that alone wouldn't give me enough confidence for this next movie, because he gave us 4. We have to keep in mind, Kathleen Kennedy ain't no fool. She's been doing this for maybe just as long as Lucas and Spielberg, and she's the head of Lucasfilm now. She has a lot of things to do, and this is the other big property for her company than Star Wars. Even though Star Wars will pay her great grandchildren's college tuitions.
Great grandchildren.
Indiana Jones is also a beloved franchise, and she understands that this can't be effed up again. Because if this movie is not good, it will literally bury this franchise in the ground for a long time. I'll just put it at that. Even though these reports do make me somewhat, I guess, question what they're doing with it, I still have my full confidence in the team.
I'd have to agree completely with what you said. What you said.
That's such a nice change
it's a nice change of pace, isn't it?
You don't hear that often. We disagreed so much on the last roundup. It's nice to agree on something 100%.
But what you said, you know, Kathleen Kennedy, Disney's acquisition of Lucasfilm, they've really been, I feel, nailing it. Yeah. Since they've been acquired. And she's someone that, you know, she understands when fans don't like something. She understands what they respond to. And she does set out to try and make quality product.
Exactly. Moving on, this is kind of a dual story. So Disney has already confirmed Jungle Book 2, of which you don't like it at all.
Yes.
But more to the point, this seems to have greatly affected the other Jungle Book movie that was supposed to be released by Warner Brothers, I think. Is that what it was?
I cannot remember.
I think it was because it was in that release that Warner Brothers shuffled so many movies around.
Oh, maybe.
And Jungle Book was pushed back, I think, a whole year. And because of how well received Disney's Jungle Book is being given. I mean, that makes sense to push it back. Mm-hmm. But now that they've announced Jungle Book 2, it really feels as if that's the final nail in the coffin for Andy Serkis's Jungle Book movie.
Yeah.
A lot of people may not have been aware that there were 2 Jungle Book movies being made, mainly because Disney kind of has the staple on what Jungle Book is. And from what I understand, it's going to be a more approach of what their movie is. And Andy Serkis's Jungle Book was going to be much more mythological, or it's going to go deep into the origins of where the story came from. And Andy Serkis, you can only imagine the wonders he could have made. The king of motion capture working on a Jungle Book, that could have been something truly epic. I think really, when you look at it on paper, you would have thought that perhaps Andy Serkis's version would have been more exciting than Disney's. But given what Disney has shown us and what it's been received,
I would say the whole aspect that intrigued me about Andy Serkis's Jungle Book movie was its visuals and its motion capture. And that was kind of just, they just hacked it at the knees with this film.
Yeah.
With its just incredible visuals. Like, I haven't seen the film yet, but just look at the trailer, any footage they have of it. It's breathtaking what they're able to do. When you take away that, it's kind of left with nothing.
Yeah.
Especially with how well this film is being received. And I do feel really bad for Andy Serkis because, you know, I love him. I think he would have made a great film. It's unfortunate. It's just one of those things that happens in Hollywood sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to say, oh, we're still going to make it. But, you know, when no one's looking, they're going to silently pull the film off their release, their schedule or whatever, and then just silently kind of kill it. I mean, I think that's what they're gonna do.
Let's just face the reality here. Is there even a point any longer to make this movie for Warner Brothers? Does it make sense anymore? I mean, I think it would still make sense had Disney not announced Jungle Book 2. Mm-hmm. But because Disney are complete a-holes.
Yeah.
They just announced it. And that could literally be credited to killing Warner Brothers' Jungle Book movie.
They won't be happy till they own every piece of this earth, okay?
I mean, Disney's
one Jungle Book film at a time. The Jungle Book sequel,
right.
I don't know how you feel about it, but I absolutely hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Even if this film is absolutely amazing and I give it a 10 out of 10, I guarantee you I'm still going to say no sequel. It's completely unnecessary, and I don't need to see it, and I don't want to see it.
I share your sentiment, but I'm not in entire agreement because I would say that Jungle Book 2, I guess, would intrigue my interests a lot more than a spin-off of Snow White's sister or a live-action Winnie the Pooh, which a lot. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm not a fan of the live actions either.
Well, in general.
In general.
And if you had your way, this movie wouldn't have happened.
That's true.
So
that's true.
Just being fair here. This movie, if you're lucky, will give public opinion a new perception of your live-action movies. You have a good one with Beauty and the Beast coming up, but to be frank, all the others sound stupid.
That's putting it lightly in my eyes, but
I just can't get over Winnie the Pooh live action. Snow White's sister? Who cares about Snow White's sister?
That sounds like a Disney Channel film. Like
an Aladdin prequel?
Is that real?
No, yeah, that's real. A genie origin story.
Oh God. They're going mad with power. They really are.
But hey, if they're good, which it would be miraculous enough, but if
I think that would piss me off even more.
If they're good?
Yeah. Like, just F you for making a good film out of this. That would make me even more mad.
So many emotions going through here. By the way...
Speaking of emotions.
Oh, God. For those longtime BNC fans, whoever you are...
all two of you.
Who have been watching BNC Round-Up from the very beginning, you may recall that on our second edition of Round-Up, which is called Round-Up, the Pez movie, one of our final stories was the fact that there were 2 studios in a bidding war for an alleged Emoji Movie. And Peter...
A bidding war?
There was a bidding war. I'm not kidding you. That was actually... There was a bidding war for this movie. And Peter has some news on that.
It's official. It's getting made. I think they dropped a synopsis for it as well. And it's basically going to be like the world of apps. And then Emoji Movie. That's coming out. That's going to be something.
Is that all you have to say about it?
Yeah. I mean... You know, we love movies, and so many wonderful movies are made every year.
Right.
And then, you always hear a lot of stories about how, like, it's really hard to get original films made, and it's hard for certain directors and producers to make the kind of films they want. To hear that, and then to know that there was a bidding war for an Emoji Movie, and that it's actually going to be a thing, that kind of saddens me.
I'm sorry, I can't even talk. It's the destruction of society? Is that what it is?
I mean... And you know what's gonna make me mad even more?
If it's good?
If it's good. Like, I will set myself on fire. I really will. I'm gonna be so...
I thought the Lego Movie was gonna crash and burn. And I despised the trailer, and it looked stupid. And when I saw the movie, I was proven wrong, which doesn't usually happen, by the way. And you're laughing because it's true.
The Lego Movie was sort of a sign of Hollywood taking the wrong lessons from success.
Where have we heard that before? Oh, wait. Deadpool. An amazing success. And then all you hear, let's make an R-rated this. Let's make an R-rated that. Hollywood always does this. They pull the wrong lessons from a success in the industry.
They're still doing that with when the Avengers was a success.
Oh,
everything has to be
Scooby-Doo cinematic universe. Oh my God! Now you're getting me upset.
It's upsetting, isn't it?
You see what you did?
The world's going to hell now. You see? A poster fell.
Captain America ain't having none of this. It went down.
Are you gonna cry? Don't cry. It's okay. They'll still be good movies. I'm just gonna be so mad if it's good. Like, you don't understand. You got nothing with emojis. Little faces. There's something with Legos. Imagination. You got...
Is it better than Pez?
Honestly, it'll probably be better than Pez. Because Pez is just terrifying. Little heads on sticks. Probably going to be hopping around, talking, shooting candy out of their broken necks. Like, that's terrifying to me. Unless they do it, like, an ironic horror movie. Maybe I'll watch it. But...
Well, before we go, make sure to catch. We have a brand new trailer reaction for you on the brand new Doctor Strange trailer. What a week Marvel has had, I'm telling you.
Oh, they've had a great week.
And make sure to catch our reviews for The Jungle Book coming up. We have a movie review, a spoiler review, a podcast, all coming out for you this weekend for this wonderful movie that we expect to see, hopefully. And while we go and heal up Captain America, because he fainted during this whole emoji talk, I'm your host here as always, Alexis. This is Peter Martinez. You're the audience, and this is the Barely News place for all things movie news and reviews. Bye-bye.
I can make this song with the metaphor straight out of my head. I can make you sing, I can make you sing it out loud.